Thank you. All right. I guess I'll start off with a short recap of our past game. We didn't start out very fast on either side of the ball. Offensively, we started out with 2 3-and-outs. Defensively, we gave up 10 points on the first 2 drives. However, I thought we did a good job of responding. We knew we were playing an offense that was they were known to make big plays. We talked about it all week long. We were expecting that they were going to make some big plays throughout the game, but it was going to be how we responded 4 to 5 plays after that, and I thought we did a good job from that standpoint. Offensively, we didn't start fast, but we came out after the first 2 drives. We scored 24 points on the next 4 possessions to close out the first half with a 24-20 lead at halftime. Second half stat, third quarter specifically, that played an overall factor in my opinion was the time of possession. They controlled the ball for close to 12 minutes in the third quarter. Overall, they were at 38 minutes to 22 minutes. Offensively, we only had the ball for 7 snaps in the third quarter. So you start talking about time of possession, that's critical. We had a 4-play drive and a 3-play drive, which is nowhere near where we needed to be. Obvious areas for improvement offensively. We've got to protect the football. We've talked about that before. We can't turn it over. Emphasis on staying on schedule. We had, of the 5 possessions we had in the second half, only 1 was longer than 4 plays. So we need to stay on schedule. We need to be able to control the ball. We need to be able to take time off the clock. But ultimately, we need to score points in the second half. Defensively, I think we gave up too many explosives throughout the game. We need to be better at stopping the run. Things to improve on. We hit a couple deep balls to TJ, J-Mike. We need to continue to push the ball down vertically. I think DJ's he proved that last year that he's a excellent quarterback pushing the ball vertically, and he showed it again in this week. So big plays produce points. So we've got to make sure we do a better job and continually push the ball downfield. Defensively, we had 5 sacks. We had 7 TFLs. We had an interception and 2 goal line stands. Players that stand out to me, I thought Miles Graham played exceptional. I thought he was all over the field. He was a physical force when he hit you, and he ran extremely well when he was running to the ball. And then Sharif Denson was another one that, to me, that popped off the film. I thought he did a really good job. There was times where he was asked to secure the edge at the end against offensive linemen that were pullers. Did a great job of slipping some blocks to make some key tackles for us. Moving forward, this will be our first home game since October 18th. We're ready to get back into the swamp in front of our great fans, in front of Gator Nation. We'll be honoring Coach Meyer for his induction to the College Football Hall of Fame next month. It's Military Appreciation Week, so we always look forward to having members of our armed forces come speak to the football team at the end of each practice. And then we need to continue to fight. We need to continue to take accountability, both as coaches and players. Continue to focus. We need to continue to lock in, and we have to put another great week of practice. I thought preparation was much better last week, and continue to prepare, continue to fight, continue to win, and that's the goal.
Came up under a guy there who abhorred rivals. I mean, he made a point of doing something special each week. You guys played a rivalry game.
Yep.
How do you kind of channel some of that energy this week yourself, and what's your approach to a team like Tennessee? You got FSU on the horizon and 2 big rivalry games.
We talked about that in the staff yesterday. Just talked about making sure our players stay focused and extra motivation. How the motivation comes from. And again, these players. The one thing that these players understand that there's a deep-rooted history, both Tennessee and the next week, but we're focusing on this week. They're an exceptional football team, but obviously our players understand that this game has always been a heated rivalry. So, but we will continue to talk to our players about it. We will continue. We have throughout the summer, we always show videos from rivalries, players from the past, players from our team right now, and past players making plays both offensively and defensively. So we'll have some video looping going on just to make sure our players understand the importance of this game. But as a competitor, I think we've sold the fact to our players, and as a staff, competitors, they want to compete no matter who they're playing against. And whether it's, again, whether it's in front of 100,000, whether it's in the backyard with their uncles, their family members. If you're an athlete and you're a competitor, you want to win, you want to compete no matter what the stage, no matter who you're playing. So our players I'm excited. Our players will be at a high level, competing at a high level, and they'll have an opportunity to play back in the Swamp. And I think that's the one thing, if you want to talk about something that gets you fired up, the opportunity to come play back home in front of the Swamp in a night game, our players will be ready to play.
Do you have a Tennessee memory? I mean, obviously the Tebow game was pretty epic. But
There's a bunch of, there's a bunch of them, from Jamal Cornelius to Dallas Baker, making a couple plays. Trey Grimes scoring on a little screen. There's a bunch of memories that you have. We had some great plays last year's game. So we just got to put it together this game. Our players are excited, again, have the opportunity to go compete, and they're excited to play for each other, continue that process. Our goal is to continue to keep pushing them as a coaching staff, continue to play, and continue to keep working hard.
Tebow's coming out.
I'm sorry?
Tebow's coming out. I mean, that was like the first time we kind of saw what he could be.
I got to go back to look at the game on that one. I can't remember that far, Edgar.
4 downs where you guys put him in there and he
To go run the ball. Yeah, well, he's big and strong, and he did plenty of that over the years too. So special. The great thing about Tim, when we're talking about competitors, Tim's legacy, his competition level was elite. I still remember Jamal Cornelius was a team captain for us, and I still remember they ran stadium steps back in the day, and they had a team run, and Tim beat all the receivers. And Cap took great pride. He was a team captain. He took great pride in being a leader, in being able to compete at a high level. And he said, Coach, he goes, that guy's different. He goes, he beat me running the stadium steps. So that just kind of tells you about what kind of competitor Tim was.
You have Urban talk to the team at all?
I haven't talked to Coach for a couple weeks. I know we texted last week back and forth, but I'll reach out to him. I'm not sure what day he's coming up, and obviously that'll be something that we talk to as a staff. I think anytime you get a great mind, a great coach, a great motivator, and have an opportunity to speak to a team, I think that's obviously something that you look forward to.
You alluded to the run defense. I think it's 2 weeks, giving up 200 or more. I mean, anything more you can put your finger on that?
No, and again, I said the players, they played extremely hard. And I was talking to Coach Roberts this morning, and he said, listen, we played extremely hard. If you look at the film again, the players played hard. Now, it doesn't mean we played well in all phases, at all times. And, I think we went back to the same thing again. We were talking about it this morning. We had some players in position to make tackles, and we didn't make tackles, whether they didn't grab cloth, whether they ducked their head at a time, whether we got moved out of a gap. Again, we played hard. But as a coaching staff, we got to make sure that we're playing well. And our players, again, that's why I said we got to take accountability as a coaching staff and the players to go make those plays. But you're exactly right. We got to be better, and it's something I mentioned earlier. We've got to be better at stopping the run.
Tennessee's tempo too, Heupel. I mean, there's another high-powered offense you're facing. What's the challenge defensively in regards to that?
Yeah, absolutely. Tennessee, I'm just looking at some notes here. Tennessee offensively this season, the second in the nation in scoring offense, second in total offense, third in first down offense, third in passing offense, 14th in passing yards. So, they're definitely a high-powered offense. Be another challenge for our defense. I'm expecting the defense to come out and do exactly what they did the last couple weeks or last couple games that we've played. Go out and compete. This is a little different. They do throw the ball a little bit more than they do run, but they do have a solid run game as well. I looked at their pass game and run game as far as what they're doing per game. Runs per game, they're averaging 37. In pass per game, they're 35. But they're explosive. They do take some shots downfield, like I got done talking about what we need to continue to do. And then they've got a quarterback that's come in and done a fantastic job for them this year.
Expectation for Caleb Banks if he tries to play or is able to play?
Yeah, he's been cleared. So obviously the return to play aspect of it's going to be based on his body and how he comes through and performs this week at practice. But everybody's a little different. It takes some players a little bit a longer time to come back after the return to play. But I know as far as his attitude and willingness and eagerness to come back, he wants to come back immediately. So he wanted to play this past week. So it'll be. it'll be nice to get him back, another big body up front to come help us in that run game as well.
Just throw him back in there and let him go?
No, he started practicing last week, so he went through, I want to say, I was talking with Coach about this, I think he got 25, I think he had somewhere around 25 reps or so last Wednesday in that return to play area. So again, it's the plan is to get him those reps, get him in Saturday. He wanted to warm up. We wanted to get some reps of him warming up, and now we'll go out. Obviously, we'll monitor how he's doing throughout practice to make sure that we're putting him in a proper position so he's healthy.
How about Vernell? He warmed up a little bit pregame and then
Sure.
couldn't go.
Same thing, obviously VB's a tough character as well. He got hurt a couple weeks ago, came back, gave it a shot, sat out, gave it a chance, came back and played. He's tough. He's a tough young man, and tried to go again this week. And was just sore. And one of the things from receiver coach, you want to make sure if a receiver can't lift his hands up consistently and go get the ball, then you just got to make sure that you're taking care of him. Try to get him healthy for the next game. So. Same thing, same plan for him is to continue to try to get out there. Every player is different. Again, their bodies respond. Some players can get back a little quicker, but every individual player knows their body, and when he's healthy, he'll come back.
Jaden Ball, just what kind of see quietly putting together. I mean, the numbers aren't just popping off the page, but he's going to get 1,000 yards from scrimmage. And what's it to say about him, considering that I think he's a focal point often of defenses?
Well, he's the guy to stop as far as the run game for us. He's done a great job. A big, strong running back. Broke out last year for us. Is putting together, like you said, quietly putting together a really solid year. But the other part that you got to remember is he's an exceptional pass catcher. And I think he's done a great job coming out of the backfield for us. He's a kick returner for us. He's a punt returner for us. He's been handling some of those duties as well. It kind of tells you what kind of athlete he is. We depend on him, and we're going to depend on him for the next 2 games as well.
It's amazing first game since October 18th, and what would be at the Swamp, and what would be your message for fans, in terms of these last 2 games? And
Sure.
support?
Continue to come support. This is the University of Florida, and it's a special place. I've said this before. It's a special place. It's a special university. One of the great traditions that we have is selling out the Swamp here. The atmosphere in the middle of the fourth quarter, it's going to be pretty cool again. You get a night game, so I think that's something that I know our players look forward to, the excitement and the fans and the energy that they bring. So our players will play off that as well too. But no, we're looking forward to having an opportunity to come compete against a high-level team in the Swamp.
DJ was extremely dejected the other night, understandably. What have you been talking to him about? 'Cause you were very honest about his judgment on that one play and
Reset,
that was
refocus. Continue to reset, refocus, and that's my whole. I after the press conference, after he had done the press conference, he was sitting in the locker room. I was going in to change before we got on the bus, and again, same thing. I told you a couple weeks ago. I sat with Dallas on the bus when he got injured. I saw DJ sitting there in the locker room, and I sat down, put my arm around him, told him I loved him, told him, listen, this is just a minor thing we got to continue to work through. I got nothing but tons of respect. I think you're a heck of a football player, and to hold your chin up. Continue to hold your chin up, and don't. And again, I watched it again on where he said, that starts with me, and I don't want him to think that. I want him to understand that. I want him to just to relax and go play. The decision process, we got to continue to work on making great decisions, but go be a great player, and that's your weapon. Go be a great player. You do that naturally. But I want him to make sure he understands that we love him, we care about him, and again, he's done a fantastic job. He put us in a position to be where we needed to be in the fourth quarter. Again, it takes a team to be able to finish it, not just one individual.
In terms of just what he showed as a dual threat the other night, I mean, that might have been more than that I've seen in terms of the running aspect to it. Is he just finally healthy?
I think that pairs a lot of that pairs when you start looking at, is he healthy? What kind of run game is he doing? he's a willing runner, and I think that's the first and foremost when you talk about quarterbacks that can run the ball. Are they willing? He's more than willing. He's big, he's powerful, he's strong, and then it adds another dimension to our offense when you have a quarterback that can run. So I look forward to him, continue that process, but yes, he has been healthy. Thank you all very much.